Hello, everyone. My name is Val Edwards, and I'm an independent consultant and executive national vice president with Arbonne, and actually celebrating 21 years with this incredible company this year. I kind of grew up in Arbonne. I was 25 years old when I began my business and had a 1 and a 3-year-old daughter at the time. And it was always really important to me that when I had kids to be able to stay home with them. That was something I knew early on that I wanted to be able to do. But I also found myself, like many young families do, my husband and I found ourselves at a place in our life where we were living paycheck to paycheck, and we were looking for something to add to our family's income. And I was introduced to Arbonne because I had struggled with acne from the time I was in middle school and on. And I taught for fun a toning and aerobic class, a 5 a.m. Toning aerobic class, and was invited to an Arbonne presentation. And after hearing the presentation, I was absolutely blown away by everything that they talked about ingredient wise. I was one of those suckers that would buy things based on, the box and the advertising, but just being able to actually be educated on ingredients and how it can affect your skin and, inside and out, I was really impressed. So needless to say, I purchased the whole skincare system that night, paid full price. I wrote it in my checkbook as one of our local grocery stores, just so my husband wouldn't get mad, because like I said, we were living paycheck to paycheck, and I was running a licensed daycare business out of my home. I had 8 kids, plus my 2 had a gal that worked for me part-time. And I did that to help, support our family. And then for fun, I taught that 5 a.m. toning aerobic class. But, we definitely were tight, and there was more bills coming in than money. And, when I was, when I got my product in the mail, I remember, using them. It took about 2 weeks for me to be able to really see significant changes in my skin. I had lots of people that knew me and saw me on a day-to-day basis. They were starting to comment on my skin with, what are you doing differently? And so I was actually introduced to the business side. Actually, the first presentation I went to, I just wasn't interested. I was, only did I teach in-home or do in-home daycare and taught that toning aerobic class, but I also was a cheer coach. So I was busy. I had lots of hats that I was wearing, and I thought that, I had my own preconceived notions of what I thought this type of a business was. But I am one of those people, if I love something, it's just really easy for me to share. And that's what I love about the way that this business model works, is it's really just about opening your mouth and sharing the products and the things about this type of industry that we love. And that's kind of what I did. I ended up hosting an in-home presentation 21 years ago in my home, and invited everyone I knew in my hometown to come. By the end of the presentation, I had 5 people that decided to start their Arbonne business. And so I'm like, you know what, I'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. I thought it'd be a cute little business where I'd make some extra money. I didn't see it going any further than that. Boy, was I wrong. I believe that, God brought this business right into my life when I needed it. I was one of those people that I've actually talked about since, that, I would lay in my bed and wonder how we were going to get through the next week, the next month, where that money was going to come from. My husband was not the most supportive person at the beginning of my business, just because he didn't understand this industry. He was just waiting for it to, cost us more money. And I really had to prove it to him every step of the way. But I can tell you, 21 years in, and a long time before that, my husband has become very supportive of my business. When I think about what this business has done for me, obviously I don't have acne anymore. I'm very thankful and grateful for our skincare, very grateful and thankful for just the product lines, because honestly, like our nutrition, I've always, taking care of myself was always really important to me. My mom struggled with weight and had diabetes. She actually just passed away a few years ago due to her health. And, I knew, early on as a teenager, I didn't want to let myself get to that point. And so I actually, as a young teen, made early on in my childhood, made a decision that I wasn't going to get that way. So I actually started making some unhealthy choices in my teen years that really kind of carried on until my early adult years. And then once I really understood what Arbonne's nutrition was about, and, really understood that food is good for you. And, it's just a matter of like looking at, the back of the bottles and look at the back of the packaging and, look at what you're putting in your body, because what you put in your body can affect your mind, your body, and your skin, all of it together. Your gut's connected to the mind, like it's all connected. So once I really started educating myself on that, I became very passionate about our nutrition. And what's so cool is, I kind of came into this business, for the skincare and the cosmetics. But then I definitely have a very balanced, I would say nutrition business as well, because I am very passionate, equally as passionate about nutrition. I want to be able to help other people know how to get healthy, know that, you want to supplement your diet and your nutrition, with, there's lots of things, exercise, getting good rest, just really educating yourself on what foods are good for you, and just listening to your body. And I want to be able to help people so they don't have to go through what I had to go through, losing my mom at such a young age, due to her health challenges. So I love that this product line that Arbonne has really aligns with, what's important to me, skin as well as nutrition. But I love probably the most about this, but what I love the most about this business is that it has given me the flexibility of both my time and my finances to be able to be present for my children. So not only did I raise, my 1 and 3-year-old, did at home daycare, and then was able to grow my business to where I was able to let that go. But I was also able to afford an international adoption. It took 3.5 years to get our son home, to be able to go through that whole process, to be able to give to causes that are near and dear to our hearts, to be able to be present for the ones that we love, at a time when they need us the most. I've had some very close family members as well as friends pass away. And, for a few months, even years, there have been times where they needed me, whether it be my physical presence to be with them at the hospital or to help with their family. And I love that I've had the flexibility with my business to be able to do that. In addition, it's provided my family with some amazing opportunities I would have never otherwise been able to have. I don't have a college degree. I went to school. I was going to be a sign language interpreter, had a year left, still very passionate about sign language and get to use that in different areas of my life from time to time. But, one of my biggest passions is being able to help people. And that's not only help people, feel good inside and out and become confident in their own skin, but to be able to help people figure out what their true passion is and their purpose. And, Arbonne kind of put me on the path to be able to help me figure out what that is. Through our adoption journey of our son, Mateo, who was born in Guatemala, I ended up starting a nonprofit called For the Love of Mateo that allowed me and my husband and my kids the opportunity to be able to go and serve the kids at the orphanage where my son lived. And we were able to bring friends and family and some of my business partners. And long story short, we ended up applying for 501(c) status. And actually this year will be officially 10 years that we have been an official 501(c). And, what I thought was going to be this small little thing, to be able to support the kids at that orphanage has grown into, now serving over 13 outreach projects, leading multiple mission trips a year through in Guatemala, and bringing well over 1,000 people to Guatemala with me through our organization. And to be able to give back, I believe that when you have more, you can do more, be more, and give more. And, I don't know if you guys are at a place in your life where you're looking for something more. I know I was. I know that sometimes it can be very heavy. Life can be very heavy. And, thinking about, gosh, just adding one more thing. It's like, how can I possibly add one more thing to my list of to-dos? I get it. That's exactly how I was. But I'm just telling you, I'm 46 years old, and to be at a place in my life where I get to walk in my purpose every day. I get to make my faith and my family, my friends, all of those people that are important to me, my priority. I get to, give back. I get to serve. I'm probably the most happy and the most at peace when I have my family with me and when I'm serving and giving back. And this business allows me to be able to do that. I get to do that by helping other people figure out what their passions are, and to be able to help them, grow a successful Arbonne business for themselves, for however that looks to them. I am, at the top level of our company, but, and I know that that may not be typical. To see what's typical, go to earnings@arbonne.com. But you guys, my work ethic is not typical. I've learned that, I've learned that if people want something, they have to be willing to go after it. But I also know that, people are fearful and they get overwhelmed. I mean, I felt the same way. I still feel the same way. But, life, it's about balance and, being able to really prioritize what's most important. And, at the end of the day, I don't want someone telling me that I can or can't go spend time with the ones that I love when they need me the most. I want to be able to have that say. And I feel like the flexibilities that this business has given me has allowed me to be able to do that. In addition to the finances, we've been able to travel to places I would have never had the opportunity otherwise to be able to travel. I do know what it's like to have friends and family members have serious health issues and to not be able to work, and they had to, really struggle financially, and to be in a position to be able to help them, whether it be, through monetary donations, through my physical time, and not having to take time off from my work, to go and be with where I, with whom I feel, I need to be with at that time. So I want you guys to think about, if you keep doing what you're doing right now and you change nothing. And I heard this 21 years ago, but it really, I want you guys to really think about this. If you don't change anything in your life right now, and you just keep doing everything the same, what will your life look like 5 years from now, 1 year from now, 6 months from now? If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always gotten, and nothing will change in your life unless you change something. I invite you to reach out to me if you've watched this video, your family. I love the flexibility that you can work it alongside a full-time job. If you're a student and you want to be able to work it alongside going to school, you can do that. I have men and women that have joined our business to be able to supplement their family's financial situation. I've had, people join this business to totally replace, an income for family members. The thing is, at the end of the day, it's up to you and what you want to do with it. There are many choices in this business. I have, people that come in because they just want to pay a car payment for their family, or they want to start putting money back for savings or their kids' college funds. This business does give you the freedoms and the flexibilities to be able to do, what you want, and however many hours a week you want to put into it, you can do that. You'll get into it you'll get out of it what you put into it. But I am very passionate about my business, very, engaged in my business. This is going to be part of my life for the rest of my life. It doesn't define me. I have many different hats that I wear. I'm president and founder of a nonprofit, mother of 3. I'm a grandmother. I'm a wife. My husband and I have been married this year 27 years, together 30. I have lots of friends that I, get to see on a regular basis. But if you find that you are at a place in your life where you're looking for something more, I invite you guys to reach out to me. I'd love to have a chat. We can set up a time to hop on Zoom, meet in person if you're local, or even hop on the phone. I can answer some questions, no pressure. I can share with you a little bit more about the actual business, how it works, and just to see if it's a good fit for you and your family. Thank you guys so much for popping on, and have a great day. Bye-bye.